Aiyana was sleeping closest to the door that was kicked open. The door was not locked, by the way. It was simply kicked open. Aiyana's grandmother, Myrtilla, was sleeping farthest away. Her head was farthest away. One of the questions you all asked was, how would Aiyana be shot through the neck while she's lying on the couch if she was shot from the outside? And the fact of the matter is you were asking me those questions because you were told by the Detroit police and the Wayne County medical examiner that she was shot through the neck, which is totally false. In fact, as Dr. Spitz has determined, and as you will see from the autopsy report, Aiyana was shot through the top of the head. The shot entered virtually almost the center of her head, slightly to the right, and exited her neck. Aiyana was shot at fairly close range, not with inches, but fairly close range. The bullet moved slightly from right to left, downward. And she was not shot in the neck. She was shot through the top of the head while she was sleeping on the couch with her grandmother. The events of that night are proven by the physical evidence that I'm going to provide to you now. An incendiary stun grenade was thrown through the plate glass window. Aiyana's grandmother fell to the floor. The door was simultaneously kicked in, and a shot was fired from outside on the porch by a Detroit police officer into the top of Aiyana's head. It exited through her neck. It grazed her chest, and I assume the Detroit police have the bullet, since we don't have the bullet. And it would have gone a long way towards bullet trajectory. After those events, the Wayne County medical examiner was falsely told that Aiyana was shot in the neck and reported that, although the physical evidence proves otherwise. Dr. Spitz has spoken to the Wayne County medical examiner, and it is my understanding that the Wayne County medical examiner now agrees with Dr. Spitz and is in the process of correcting their mistake. Significantly, what is contained on the death certificate from Wayne County is the claim that Aiyana was found by the Detroit police to be shot. The death certificate that you're going to see indicates that she was found shot, and that's true. She was shot from outside the house. When the officers entered the house, Aiyana had already been shot. And so the description by the Wayne County medical examiner is that she was found by the police shot. That part is true. The part that's untrue is the claim by the police that she was shot through the neck. She was not. She was shot through the top of the head. We have a very rough, because this report was just provided to me this morning by Dr. Spitz, although I knew what the findings were last Friday when I sent out the notice for this press conference. We have a very rough recreation, video animation of the events, and we're going to provide those to you. But Anthony, if we could first of all see the first view from the interior itself. Do you have that from the interior view? These are not exactly correct. These were provided, and we recreated these over the weekend without having specifics of Dr. Spitz. But the trajectory of the bullet is in somewhat of this manner. Aiyana is asleep on the couch against the window with Myrtilla against the couch, her head farthest away. The trajectory of the bullet is downward, and obviously from the outside. What's most significant in this is it completely disproves this false claim that there was somehow a struggle with Myrtilla's grandmother inside the house. As I've told you, and as the videotape will eventually show you, the shot rang out literally simultaneously with the stun grenade going through the window. So there was certainly no time for a struggle, let alone any police being inside the house. If there had been a struggle, there would be numerous police inside the house also, because as you'll see on the videotape, when they knocked down the door, there were 5 to 15 officers right there. It might behoove you to ask if they want to stick with this totally false and ridiculous claim of a struggle within the house. What other officers were inside the house that observed it, and how did she get shot? How did Aiyana get shot from the top of the head? Could I see the next from the outside now, the outside view? The outside, and this is what you will eventually see. There are more officers than this, but there are at least 5 and probably much more than that. On the porch, you will see this type of numbers of people and even more on the porch when Aiyana is shot. She's carried out within a second or two after the shot, probably 5 or 6 or 7 seconds afterwards, so she's found shot. Finally, can I see the overview, Anthony? This is an overview. They were going into both doors. The upstairs flat is on the left. Aiyana's flat, where I want to stress that Mr. Chauncey Owens did not reside, never resided, never stayed, is on the right, where they broke in and shot Aiyana. He never resided there, and I think you should make that clear to the public. I mean, why you continually write he was upstairs to make it seem as if he was in the same premises. It was a different house. It's a different address. He wasn't upstairs in Aiyana's house. Aiyana's house has no upstairs. Aiyana was shot in the manner in which we see right now. Roughly. When we actually have the photographs from Dr. Spitz, we'll be able to more closely correlate exactly the direction of the gunshot. But it was from outside and the top of her head. You can pass out the information now to all the press, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer. Yes.
You mentioned the videotape. Were you any closer to...
When I get it, you'll see it. Go ahead. Anything else?
I have not seen the Wayne County medical examiner report.
Nobody's seen it, but I have their death certificate. And their death certificate indicates she died of a gunshot wound to the neck. That's not true. She died of a gunshot wound to the top of her head.
When last we spoke, you said you weren't sure if you were going to get a copy of the video.
Well, I'm never sure, but I was assured that I would get a copy. Don't worry, you're going to get a copy.
I mean, did you reach out to the people? Did they contact you and say we're going to give it to you?
Both. There's an element of fear regarding the videotape. Obviously, this has been, the entire incident here has been a cover-up. And Geoffrey Fieger should not be doing the investigation. This should have come out a long time ago. And I would ask Chief Evans, I would ask the Internal Affairs Department of the Detroit Police, and I'd ask Mayor Bing to today, immediately, go back and look at the statements that you received from whoever you took statements from that night or that morning, and see how they correlate with the fact that Aiyana was shot through the top of the head. Any other questions? No, they're doing, I think the Wayne County Medical Examiner, as a matter of course, waits until their microscopic and their toxicology reports are done before they release their autopsy. However, my understanding is that their preliminary report indicated that she was shot through the neck. That is totally untrue. And in fact, I was asked numerous occasions by members of the press, I don't see a gentleman from Channel 4, how she got shot in the neck if she was shot from outside. Did the bullet ricochet? And one of the reporters asked me that question. The fact of the matter is it didn't ricochet and she wasn't shot through the neck. But you were told that by the police.
I'm sorry, these recreations, animations here, what is that based on?
Dr. Spitz's report. But it's not exact. It was done without... We knew what the report was over the phone, but I will be able to now put the exact trajectory and the exact positions of Aiyana at the time.